Talladega is notorious from if it rains the day before, it's usually got weepers. It's got parts of the track that water does come up. And I was in the bus when it torrential downpoured on Saturday, early Sunday morning, late Saturday night. First thing I thought of was those poor people in those tents out there. Holy cow. That was as hard a rain as I'd heard or felt in quite some time. And then when I wake up, I'm thinking, and I hear the track drying going on, my first thought was, I don't need to see it. I know that there's going to be weepers coming to pit lane, and then there's going to be a weeper on the exit of pit lane right by the start-finish line. We saw John Hunter spin out there I believe it was last race, or maybe it was 2 races ago. Same thing. He hit it on corner on pit exit, and he spun out. But then when I'm looking at it on our pace laps, I'm like, I was looking, and there was not a clear lane without hitting water somewhere. Some of it seemed like, if let's just pretend the racetrack, the yellow line, a car width on the inside of the yellow line, let's call that lane 1. Lane 2 is, extra car down. Lane 3 is another car down. Lane 2 was like the best for not having water, but each lane had some water. And that's just a very vulnerable part of the racetrack where we are trying to get all we can. And I talked about earlier, this is an execution race of on and off of pit road. Everyone's going to try to get all they can. And I didn't see a way that we weren't going to wreck, just simply because of the amount of water that was there, and just there was no way to really escape it. So I was surprised that it was only a single car incident. I mean, you saw like when he was sliding, like he clipped the 24. It was actually not bad because he didn't cost the other people that much time. I mean,
he did screw up the Penske cars. NASCAR was doing their best to not throw a caution because it was in the middle and they hadn't pitted yet.
Yeah, but which they obviously made the correct call, because you can't leave the 88 sitting there in the grass, because what happens is if the Penske cars come back around, which they were going to come back around and pit, if they miss pit road at all and hit maybe the same water, they could have slid right into the 88 who was sitting there. So it was unlucky for the Penske cars. However, when I told my team early on, just FYI, someone's going to wreck coming to pit road.
At 2:26, you said that. Like, basically, the race just started.
Yeah, it's because I wanted to make sure we were the first to pit lane. That way, when the caution does come out for whoever wrecks, we'd already done our pit stop, and that cycles us to the front. That was my roundabout way of telling the team, make sure we're not last to pit road, because someone's going to wreck during it, and then we're going to end up getting caught being at the tail end because we hadn't pit yet.
Yeah, surprised, though, that it took until stage 2.